Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first edition of Cutters Close-Up, where we get up close and personal with a member of your Williamsport Crosscutters. I'm your host, Gabe Sinicropi, and we are pleased to be joined today by 2022 Cutters Manager Jesse Litsch. Well, Jesse, welcome to Williamsport. It's great to have you here.
I appreciate you having me here. It's definitely a great city and looking forward to it.
You just had your first walkthrough of Muncy Bank Ballpark at Historic Bowman Field. What were those first impressions upon seeing the stadium?
Driving in, the city is awesome. It's old. It's something that's historic for sure. And then getting to the stadium, walking on there and the playing surface and seeing everything, it's definitely a huge asset for the players to be able to play on a big league surface.
Now, in your full-time, year-round job, you serve as the Florida Scouting Director for Prep Baseball Report, better known to all of us in the MLB Draft League as PBR, the organization that, of course, runs the Draft League in conjunction with Major League Baseball. But why don't you educate us today on exactly what PBR does besides run the Draft League and your role with them?
I work in PBR Florida, and I'm the scouting director. So basically I'm going out and seeing kids and trying to help get the kids looked at for colleges to help them, further develop their baseball careers and in college as well. We look at a lot of junior college. As a whole, Prep Baseball Report does a very good job of giving kids the opportunity to be seen by colleges on a platform, on videos with their analytics and everything. So it gives them an idea of what they need moving forward, and it also gives them a spot to be seen. It gives them the credibility. I mean, the credibility that PBR brings is crazy. So it's for a college to look at it, they understand that it's going to be good stuff, and it gives the kids an opportunity to possibly play at the next level as well.
Well, after your playing days, and we'll talk about those in just a little bit, many coaching experiences. You went pretty much right into coaching, pitching coach with the Atlantic League's Bridgeport Bluefish. You were in the Atlanta Braves organization as a pitching coach, and two, what I would think are rather interesting coaching experiences, some time in China for Major League Baseball, and a pitching coach for the Philippines national team in the World Baseball Classic qualifier in 2016. Tell us about how those two coaching experiences came about for you.
Very interesting for sure. So in 2004, and I was in college at the time, and there was a junior college Team USA that I was able to be a part of, and I played, and it happened to be in China. So I was able to go play baseball in China in 2004, and after my playing days were over, I was looking around trying to find something unique, trying to get back into coaching and give back as much as possible. And I was looking online, and it said MLB China, and I was like, oh, let me see what this is. And it happened to be, it said China Baseball, and it happened to be MLB. And I was like, all right. So I went over for a month, said, you know what, this could be something interesting for a year, and went for a year, helped to develop baseball in China, I guess, is something that was cool. And that led to a lot of Asian connections and being able to show that my, ability to coach over there, which led to the Philippines, coaching in the World Baseball Classic qualifier.
Yeah, and that was in Australia?
It was in Australia. So for me, it was an easy decision. It was a trip to Australia, which was on my bucket list. I've been to 38 countries, and that was one that I've wanted to go to for a long time. So it was going there with an open mind, and you didn't know what to expect. But the experience that I got from not just the Philippine national team, but from all of the teams that were there, and the experience in Australia was next to none.
38 countries. Can you imagine that? How many of those countries you traveled to had to do with baseball, playing or coaching or otherwise?
Yeah, I should probably know this number for sure. I'm going to figure it out for sure. I think it's around 14 or 16, and that's just something that my passion's always been baseball, but my second passion is traveling, and I enjoy it a lot. And for the two to come together is an easy decision for me.
Well, we said we'd talk about your professional baseball career, and that's what we're going to do right now. 5 seasons in Major League Baseball with the Toronto Blue Jays from 2007 to 2011. What stands out to you when you think about your Major League career? that one thing, the one memory that is your top memory of your time in MLB?
I mean, every kid's dream is to make it to the big leagues, and obviously your big league debut is going to be your number one memory. I did exceptionally well in my debut. I went 8 2/3, and I couldn't get the last out. I know I wasn't able to do. I walked Tejada with 2 outs in the 9th inning, but by far the best memory. I mean, there's plenty of memories throughout the big leagues that are amazing, but nothing's like your first game, and especially when it was exceptional like that.
Well, you come to the Williamsport Crosscutters as part of our connection to the Toronto Blue Jays, which goes to Pat Borders, of course, their World Series MVP catcher, our manager for 5 seasons here. Pat is the winningest manager in Crosscutters history, with us from 2015 to 2019. And you played part of your time with the Blue Jays with a player who started his pro career here in Williamsport way back in 2001, slugger Jose Bautista. You played with him for a few years. What was it like playing with him?
I mean, obviously he was electric. He was a guy that you wanted at the plate all the time. I mean, the story of kind of how he got to the Blue Jays from the Pirates was very interesting. We faced him. I faced him, and he hit a home run. He pimped it, and like we were gonna potentially hit him the next at bat, and 5 days later we trade for him. And it's something that you remember for sure. But he's a guy you wanted on your team. He's a guy that played the game the right way, went about every day as a professional, and he was a great hitter and a really good defender as well. Like he was a guy that played the game right all around, and his instincts were next to none.
One of our favorite former players, most definitely. You grew up in the Tampa area, and I like to say that you were in the big leagues before you were in the big leagues. Oh, yeah. You were a bat boy for the Tampa Bay, then Devil Rays, right? They were still the Devil Rays then, for a couple of seasons. What years was it, and how old were you?
So it was actually being a bat boy 2001, 2002. In 2000, there was I grew up in the Boys and Girls Club, and there was an essay contest that was basically write an essay. If you win it, you get a potential internship in the public relations department and with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the time. And I won it. And I was there as a 15-year-old with credentials to be in a clubhouse of major leagues, and I loved baseball. So they were always looking for me, and I was always in the clubhouse. And eventually it led to the clubhouse guys just saying, "Hey, do you want to be a bat boy?" And I was like, "Of course." Like that was an easy decision. So like being around the game at a young age definitely helped, mold me to be a better baseball player, but like it gave me an idea of what the big league clubhouse and what the big leagues was like early.
Yeah, you got to peek behind the curtain, that something that not a lot of people get to do. So
for sure.
As a bat boy in the major leagues, what do they do? I mean, we know the obvious thing that they do, right? They go and get the bats and help with the stuff in the on-deck circle, but there's more to it. What did you do on a typical day?
There's definitely. I mean, it's like being a clubhouse staff. Like you're folding laundry, you're doing laundry, you're cleaning shoes, you're cleaning catcher's gear. Like you're doing all the stuff that clubhouse attendants would do in a sense. Is you're just not doing the big stuff that like going to move cars or anything like that. You're doing the in-house stuff, getting the Gatorade bottles ready, getting the Gatorade containers ready, getting stuff set up for batting practice before the game, setting up pregame stuff. So it was stuff that it was needed, still to this day. So it was fun for me. Like I'm around it. I made sure I got there as early as possible, like to be able to even potentially go hit in the cages or something.
Right. That's awesome. What a great experience. Who are some of the big names on the Devil Rays at that time?
I mean, there was tons of guys that were there. Greg Vaughn, Ben Grieve, Gerald Williams, Jose Canseco was there one year. Wade Boggs was there one year. John Flaherty, Wilson Out. Like there was a bunch of big name guys, guys that. My debut was against Baltimore, and I just happened to face Aubrey Huff was there and Chris Gomez. So like I was able to face those guys, and I'm really good friends with a guy named Toby Hall who was the catcher there, and he'll tell you to this day his gear was never more shiny than when I took care of it. But like I always told him I would be getting him out at some point in the future, and he was always like, yeah right, and it happened.
That's amazing, really amazing. Coming into this season, the 2022 season, manager of the Crosscutters, what are you most looking forward to in being part of the MLB Draft League this summer?
For me, it's just the experience. Like, it's going to be fun. It's my first time managing. I'm looking forward to, just getting out there with the players, getting involved with the community as much as possible. Just going out and obviously I love to win. I know there's going to be winning, there's going to be losing, but development of the players is the key here, and trying to help. If I can make the transition to pro ball easier for these kids, and when they get there, that's kind of the big goal for me, and not just the players, but like the coaches as well. It's something to be able to develop players, develop coaches, but like getting them an easier transition when they get into pro ball. Hopefully every kid gets the opportunity to play pro ball, and that's where I think for sure in the first half is going to be a great thing. I mean, just being able to interact with kids, being on a baseball field. For me, anytime on a baseball field is fun. So, like, I'm going to go out there, I'll be a fun guy, but, like, it's business when it comes down to it.
Yeah, when the lights go on, right?
Yep.
It's time to try and win a ball game. We end every interview with a fast five. Are you ready to tackle it?
Let's do it.
All right, 5 quick questions, 5 quick answers for 2022 Crosscutters manager Jesse Litsch. Jesse, number 1, favorite manager in your professional career?
John Gibbons.
All right. Number 2, major league hitter you hated to see coming to the plate?
Ichiro.
Number 3, besides Toronto, your favorite city in the majors to visit?
Boston.
Number 4, last live concert you attended?
It was a reggae concert, a guy named Madish Yahoo.
I'll take your word for it. Number 5, leaning towards your time in Toronto, poutine or Canadian bacon?
Easy. Poutine.
Me too. Jesse, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come to Williamsport, to see the stadium, and to see what it's all about. We appreciate having you here now, and we really look forward to seeing you in June when we kick it off for real.
Oh, can't wait. Looking forward to it for sure.
Great. That was Cutters manager Jesse Litsch, and we want to remind you that the Cutters 2022 season begins on Thursday, June 2nd with a 6:35 first pitch against the rival State College Spikes. Season tickets and money-saving bonus books are available now. Opening night and single game tickets on sale Monday, May 3rd, 10 a.m. 3 ways to get them. Online at crosscutters.com, by phone 570-326-3389, or in person at the Cutters box office at Muncy Bank Ballpark. That does it for this edition of Cutters Close-Up. Thanks once again to Cutters manager Jesse Litsch for joining us. Make sure you join us again as we get up close and personal with a member of your Williamsport Crosscutters next time on Cutters Close-Up. I'm Gabe Sinicropi. We'll see you at the ballpark.